in Miami-Dade Solid Waste Department. And today, Frank, first of all, thanks for being here.
Sure,
and
thanks.
again, Happy New Year. We're going to talk about the difference between waste collection, trash collection, and that recycling thing. So tell us the difference.
Waste collection is garbage. The stuff that comes from your house, from the kitchen, basically, and you put it in the green cart if you're our customer. Trash collection is more of the bulky pickup, the yard waste, the not the stuff that doesn't decompose quickly, like furniture, appliances, stuff like that. And then of course recycling is the recyclable materials we put in the blue cart: cardboard, plastic bottles, paper, metal food and beverage cans, that sort of thing.
Maybe with this next budget cycle or the one after that, there'll be a big push to remind us about recycling, because it sort of moved from like, isn't it really neat to recycle, to sort of mainstream in that sense, but there hasn't been a lot of attention around. That's just the way it works. Just like with pickleball, for 5 years, 8 years, everybody went crazy. Now it's just mainstream, just pickleball. It's no longer, hey, we're going to go do that. I was at one of my neighbors I saw the other day, and he didn't have the green carts. He had some blue ones, but they weren't recycling ones. They were much, much bigger. And I think there was only one green one. Did the county ever have other colored bins?
Pretty much they were only green and blue. Now
the blue being recycling.
The blue being recycling, the green being garbage. What we have had through the years is we've had different vendors, so the shade of blue might be a little bit different.
Maybe that's it. So, and he's got a lot of garbage cans out front. So refresh my memory about if somebody needs more cans than what they have, they could order those, and there's a charge, an annual fee.
Yes. For the green, there's an annual fee. I want to say it's in the neighborhood of $162, $163 per year, and that's based on the fact that they're now picking up basically double the amount of garbage if you have the second cart.
Some people might think, well, that's the chart, the price of the cart. It's not. It's for what goes in the cart and disposing of that. And the reality is, at $10, it's half of that. It's $5 a time. 26 times, right? Times 150. So very inexpensive to do that, because I certainly want to not have to empty my own stuff out there. And I know we've been over it a few times, bulky waste, which is really you consider that the trash.
Yard waste, furniture, old appliances, those sort of things.
And by the way, the other day, I see a guy driving down the street, and all of a sudden a small pillow goes, I see it bouncing along Bird Road. I said, I wonder where that was from. About a mile later, I see him. It was a pickup truck. He had strapped down his couch, and this one piece went off, and he got away before I could tell him. And I'm thinking, here's this guy, bring home the couch. And his wife says,
there's a pillow missing.
It's on Bird and 87th Avenue, off to the side, because I saw it bouncing around. So it really says you got to tighten stuff down and make sure you're right. Even when you're taking your trash to the trash recycling centers.
Yeah.
And I know we got the one, the South Dade, one off of Miller, between Sunset and Kendall.
Quite a few, yeah.
You have how
13.
many? 13. Up north, just one address, more or less?
We have several up north. We have northeast. We have I want to say there's the Golden Glades there, which is close to the Golden Glades. There's a northeast transfer station. We do have one at the, which is on the same campus, the same footprint of land as the North Dade landfill. We have the Palm Springs North Trash and Recycling Center. Those are the four that come to mind, and there may be more. I can't remember right now, but I know at least those four off the top of my head as far as north.
Not that I enjoy very much when you can't answer the questions, but how much trash do we create in Dade County over whatever period of time? Is there a measurement, a certain amount of tons, or however it would?
I've heard it's been measured close to 5 as a total. Yes. I mean, the totality, not what we handle. We handle a big portion of it, but not all of it. About 5 million tons annually.
And we create that here. That's everybody that's in Miami-Dade County.
Yes,
that includes the cities,
and that includes tourists and the cities, and that includes tourism as well.
And we have a lot of tourists.
Yes,
I mean a lot.
And this is the tourist season actually right now.
So we got lots more stuff. And again, on 118th Avenue near where I live, they put up no parking signs. Don't dump your trash. It does make a difference. There's no question about that. And I know we've discussed it before, but tell us about how the bad guys who are dumping trash alongside the road, how they're going to get caught.
Oh, there's several ways. They look through the piles and look for any evidence that they could tie back to whoever may have dumped it. Another thing that they use quite a bit nowadays, the technologies there is cameras, and they use like game cameras that record the information and they pick up later, and those are mobile. They can move them anywhere. They also have live stream cameras set up in certain locations that are known hotspots, and there's an officer whose job is just to sit there and monitor those live stream cameras, and if they see anything, they will dispatch the closest enforcement officer to the scene. And we had a case a little while back where they caught there were three brothers, and one of them abandoned, the other two took off. I don't know if they ever caught them later, but two of the brothers were caught not that far from the site, as a matter of fact.
When they tried to explain that to their mother or their grandmother, hey, come down and bail me out. I was, your old couch.
Yeah,
I threw it out.
Speaking of, yeah, they did end up going into jail. They ended up getting arrested.
So let's talk a little bit. We have a holiday coming up. And
yes,
what's the work schedule for the men and women in the Parks Department? I mean, solid waste.
Well, the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday is one of the only 3 holidays that are waste collection, or pretty much all of our operations people take off. So there's no garbage collection that day. If your day is Mondays, your next day is going to be the next Thursday, which is your regularly scheduled day. Recycling, however, will take place. So if your recycling day is that day, which I want to say is it the 19th? I think it's the 19th. Today's the 12th. Add 7 to it, and the 19th. Doing math on the fly. Monday the 19th, there will be recycling, but no garbage pickup.
And just so people know, the recycling, that is a vendor of the counties. They go out and service your customers.
Yes, and additionally to that, if they miss you that day, you're going a whole month without recycling pickup. So that's why they will pick up on most holidays. Although Christmas Day is the one day that nobody does anything.
Okay, so I'm driving home the other day. I started seeing a few Christmas trees out front, but really not that many. So what does that mean? They just haven't gotten rid of them yet, or
they haven't come around to that location, most likely. But we have told people that after I think it was Three Kings Day, January 6th, you can put the trees out. So now's the time to do it, though. Don't wait too long. I don't know off the top of my head. I should have remembered because you asked me last time that what is like the drop dead last day, but it might be coming soon. You can visit our website, though, for information on it, or you can call 311. There is a drop dead day where if it's not out by that day, they will not pick up. We're not there yet, but we're kind of getting kind of close.
So
now
on their route, right?
They usually just go like in areas. They hit one area one day, and then they hit
when they pick up the trees, is it the same vehicle?
A lot of it is. It's a lot of the same people. They typically, when they do the tree pickups, it's the days they're not picking up garbage. Wednesdays, Saturdays, and I think Sundays as well.
So and they go out. It's one man or woman driving the truck.
It's I want to say it's a couple of people because somebody will throw the trees into the back of the truck.
You remember when, I know our children and grandchildren don't understand it. There used to be a guy in the back of the truck holding on.
Often too,
right?
They had a small platform they stood up on, put both feet on, and one handle to grab, and that was it. I don't know how they did that.
Day after day, they're pretty strong.
You're lifting up. The cans can hold up to 50. They're supposed to not have more than 50 pounds in those cans, but that wasn't always followed, and that didn't make you strong. That's a good workout.
I was looking at the type of packaging that Amazon does. The other day, I got a pair of jeans. It was delivered in a thick, clear plastic with just like put into a thing there. No box. I mean, it was great. We're used to more private things, but you know what? Doesn't matter anymore, right? And why go spend another X dollars on it and create more trash? It's only going to be used for shipping, and then we're going to take it and we throw it out. There are lots of small battery-operated cardboard cutters that are out there. So for people who got a bunch of stuff at home, you want to have a good time, got them. It's not quite as easy as they say, but get a really strong one. We tried it here. It didn't work for us because their boxes were thicker. So on the bulky waste pickup, which is a big deal for a whole bunch of people, in a lot of the cities, the people put out their trash in their front yard, right? I don't think they do. Do they do that in Coral Gables? Do you know?
I think they do what we call sweeps. They put it out there. I think they're given a specific day, once a week or once a month. I'm not sure how often, where they can put it out and have it picked up. But code enforcement, you can't put it out there too far in advance. I think they let you put it out the night before. That type of thing.
There was a campaign years ago. What they would do, it was like, do you want to keep holes in your front yard? All right. And what a guy did, he took a 2x4 and he put it over the hole where every week the truck would come and take a little more dirt. And he sat there. It was like this, Steve. It was hysterical. They was slamming the city. But that doesn't happen with the county on the bulky waste pickup. I've watched them over and over. You'd be hard pressed to say they have bulky waste pickup because they do a really good job, with that. So let's talk about the website. What's the address again of the website?
Our website is miamidade.gov/solid waste. All one word, no hyphen or underscore, anything in between.
So maybe that's Emily over there, right? Maybe she'll put it up on the screen. So say it again. It's Miami-Dade.
miamidade.gov/solid waste.
All right. And what else? When people want to go to the site, what else are they going to find out there?
We have information on all our programs, home chemical, the Chem Again program, which is the program where home chemicals that are in good shape are provided to residents who want them. We have information about the bulky waste pickups. We have information about the trash and recycling centers, the 13 centers, including the addresses, the hours. We have information on garbage pickup, on recycling pickup, the items that can and can't be recycled. We have a lot of information specifically on recycling. We have information on illegal dumping, and we also have information on mosquito control.
Speaking of that, when is your mosquito control folks going to come back?
I will talk to them and see when they can make it back.
That's that's under the solid waste.
Yes, that falls under our department.
The new director, is it director?
Yeah, well, he's been there for a little bit, but he is kind of new.
Yeah. So
Jean-Paul Mutebi.
Yes, that's good. Congratulations. I'll bet you can pronounce some of those mosquito names too.
Aedes aegypti, Aedes tenoricus.
Emily, what do you think of
Aedes albopictus. The one I had, the southern house mosquito, it has the weird name. That's the one I can never get.
The last three were pretty weird.
Quincunnatus or something like that.
And how do you know that?
Because 2016, when we had the Zika, I learned a lot more than I ever thought I'd learn about mosquitoes. And I'm no entomologist, but I learned quite a bit.
So speaking of that, any mosquito outbreaks that you've heard of?
I know that we were having some kind of an issue. Mostly it was travel, from what I understand. I don't think we had local transmission. I may be wrong with dengue, but it was people getting it when they travel and they come back. That's why when you go to the doctor, when your office and you're sick, one of the first questions they're going to ask you: have you traveled outside of the country the last 30 days? If you do, that information gets reported to the health department. And one of the things, if it's mosquito borne, then we go out and we we'll do a whole protocol of treatment to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. And
a lot of people, when they do some big traveling, especially down to jungles and uninhabitable places, you get all this stuff ahead of time. Make sure you don't die from whatever it is. You used to know people would go in the jungles and get animals, and they had a long list of protocols and stuff that they would have to do before. So more or less, how many people are in the department in solid waste?
It's more than 1,000. I want to say about 1,050, 1,100, something like that.
So painting a picture, 1,000 people. Then you have people that go out and pick up the things that we're mostly familiar with. They come out, they pick up the trash in the green dumpsters. How many people do that out of the 1,000, more or less?
Oh, that I don't know. It's a few hundred, but I don't know the exact number.
And it's amazing how many cans or stops they make a day. How many is that?
About 1,100, 1,200 per day.
How many hours does it take them to do that?
It depends. If the routes are really close, it can take less than 8 hours, or less than 10 hours. Are technically on for 10 hours. But in some places, like if you go to the Redland, where it's almost like a quarter mile between properties, it can take longer.
It is. That is a lot of cans to be doing. A lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the county voted on where the new waste to energy plant might go. Are you familiar with that?
I don't think they voted on that yet. I know that they had a vote in December right before Christmas, and what, if I recall correctly, what they did is there were two proposals that were submitted, and they really didn't pick one. They basically asked the two proposers, one of which was FPL, the other one was a company from Spain called FCC. They asked them both to see if they could work together and come up with a joint proposal. That is the last I've heard of it.
Well, probably does. I mean, I hope they get it done. But at this point, we've all sort of like, it's out of sight, out of mind, all right? The neighbors aren't complaining, so they're happy. It sounds like it's never going to go back to Drow. It'll find some other place that hopefully will work. And let's talk about if somebody, on the stuffs that people put into the recycling cart. For a while, there was the recycling police, if you will. I say that with a smile on my face, but essentially that's what it was. Tell us about putting the correct stuff in your cans.
Well, the recycling police, we did have enforcement go out. An ordinance was passed a couple of years ago that basically says our enforcement officers can open the lids and look and see if there's, the incorrect material, contamination as we call it. What they are doing is they see it, they'll put a yellow courtesy notice on it. They'll give you three chances. The third chance, it's not even 3 strikes. It's a little bit more generous than baseball even. The 4th strike is the one where, yes, they'll take the card away and you will have to pay a fee.
So if somebody's wondering whether they should put in the recycling, the other one, what do you want them to do?
We tell them when in doubt, leave it out.
Yeah.
Throw it out into the garbage if you're not sure if it doesn't belong. But basically, the items are cardboard boxes, paper, which could include junk mail, office paper, cans, food and beverage cans are fine, bottles, plastic cans, cartons. Plastic, we're also allowing a few extra items, including butter tubs, yogurt tubs, and plastic. This is a little bit tricky, but plastic to-go cups. But not like not the red Solo cups, not those, no, but plastic to-go cups like that you'll get at fast food places, those you can recycle now.
So the irony of recycling is all those plastic bags that we get when we have an option at the store. Dade County does not accept plastic bags into their system.
In our program, correct.
But in our minds, the other day, I said, we're going to switch from the white plastic bags that go into the 18-gallon in your house to the green ones. I think green is better. Well, the bag may last not as long, but it's that the stuff in it, if that's not recyclable, then it doesn't matter. Do you eventually think that there will be a method in which plastic bags can be recycled, and how would you get the stuff out of the bag to recycle it?
Well, plastic bags, technically, they're just not recyclable in our program because of the way our program works, but they can be recycled. A lot of I'm not going to say a lot, but I know grocery stores in particular, several different ones have receptacles outside where they'll take plastic bags, and that includes, some of them take competitors' bags. I always caution people, check first next time you're at the grocery store. Don't just assume, bring everything, and come to find out that particular location won't take anything. But they are recyclable, just not recyclable in our program because it's treated differently. It's processed differently, and because our materials basically are processed through a series of conveyor belts, the plastic bags actually come in and wrap around the conveyor belt machinery and conk everything out. So that's why we can't take
some venues, the plastic bag is recyclable, but people do they just throw away plastic bags with nothing in them, or do they put stuff in them and then it becomes non-recyclable, I suppose?
Well, if you were to take it to the back to the store, they want the bag by itself. If you put stuff in it, forget it. And if the flip side of that is, in our recycling program, don't put it in a plastic bag. To store it locally at your house, that's fine, but once you take it out to put it in the blue cart, it should not be in the bag. It should not be in the bag, or it won't get recycled.
Do you have pictures on your website of the South Dade landfill?
We probably do. I'm pretty sure we do.
It's really incredible when you look at these great big bulldozers that are out there. Whatever, are they smashing it around? Or
part of it, they do both, and part of it is they do compact it down to reduce, volume as much as possible. But there's only so much they can do.
And with hundreds of seagulls flying around.
Yeah, they attract birds. Yes,
they eat that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
So anyway, so we have there's some things in the recycling that you're now accepting that 2 years ago you weren't, and what are those?
Pizza boxes, as long as they're only lightly soiled, which means not a very little grease, and no food residue, of course, like no stuck cheese or the crust. If you don't like to eat the crust, throw those out in your garbage.
I thought that was like part of the experience.
Well, yeah, some of us like to eat the whole thing, but yeah, if you leave the crust, don't put it in the pizza box if you want to recycle it. Plastic yogurt tubs, and now we take plastic to go cups without the lid, without the straw, but we'll take like the clear plastic that you get at some drive-through restaurants. We'll even take like the color ones, like at everybody's been talking about this at Flanagan's, like the ones you get at Flanagan's. They'll take those.
What a campaign they
but
got!
Not Solo cups.
All right, and those big green things.
We can recycle those now.
So lots of people are under the misperception that TV dinner containers are recyclable, and for the most part, they are not.
No,
right? The ones that are made out of the cardboard, I think, but the ones that are in plastic.
No, the food residue. Well, the cardboard ones wouldn't be either because the food residue would, especially with cardboard, is going to stick to it. And the plastic ones use special additives that just don't. We can't take in our program.
It's really unique because when you go and you look at all the stuff. So milk cartons, orange juice cartons.
Those are fine.
Right.
Those can be recycled. Broth comes in cartons also, by the way.
And we don't do Uber Eats too much at the house, but if you go and get the Chinese food, they have this clear, heavy duty plastic.
No, not recyclable. No, not in our program.
So all this stuff's going into a trash, Salte landfill, and you have contracts.
Possibly, some landfills in Central Florida.
And I know we have a unique place here in Miami because we have so many tourists that come here for a few days or a week, producing a huge amount of trash. And there's a little bit, I think they care, but not nearly as much if you live here, about what happens.
You're on vacation. It's a different mindset. You're not.
Yeah.
Some people do, but some people are like, you know what? I'm not even going to stress or think about it. I'm just going to do my thing.
I do want to thank you because I have in my pockets all my gum wrappers from the day. Little things like that.
They can go in a garbage can.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what I do? Oh, I know. Frank is on my shoulder. Don't put that on the street. And I think that's important to do. That we take care of our environment. And again, people can go to miamidade.gov/solid waste, and they can find out more information on recycling, or they can call 311.
Correct.
Those ladies and those guys do a great job. You call there, and they just know, and they got a real protocol. Is there anything else I can do for you? This, and this. That's really reassuring, because it's sort of like the restaurants, wherever. Can I help you with something else? That's reassuring that they're paying attention. So my hat's off to the leadership that we were able to get that done. And again, let's leave with, what do you want people that live in Dade County, that eat here, that sleep here, that throw away trash? I mean, what do you want them to know about the recycling and trash collection?
Just be mindful of it. Remember, it's a human being who does it, who picks up the garbage, picks up the recycling. We do have a day that we honor them in June, typically National Waste and Recycling Workers Week. But they do a hard job, and it's nice to acknowledge them.
Okay. And last thing is, any job openings in solid waste department?
We actually had, but it's for people that it's more internal to the department. It's for people who've been with the department for a few years. Waste equipment operator. We were just talking about the bulldozers and basically that, but they look for people that have experience with the department. I did look. We're not looking for garbage truck drivers at the moment, which we call waste truck driver operator. That position's not open at the moment, or it's not being advertised currently. However, I did notice, I think Water and Sewer has a couple of I think they call it, and those weren't asking for county experience necessarily. CDL, I don't know how much experience they wanted, but heavy equipment operators, I think, backhoe, bobcat loader, front loader, stuff like that. So if you know how to operate those machines, they're looking for it. For the people with that kind of experience and with the CDL, and you can go to miamidade.gov/jobs for their jobs, our job openings, all county job openings.
And so you're celebrating what, 25th, 20th?
This will be my 26th year in August.
Coming up.
So I'm at about 20. I'm roughly at about 25 and a half years.
Amazing.
Quarter century.
Hey, you don't have to remind us.
Silver anniversary.
Okay, let's look at the camera there. Hey, folks, first of all, thank you for joining us. Second, Emily, thank you for producing the show. And remember the Disney rule, which is